I would like to thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. Before I get started with my presentation, I did want to mention that I have 3 board members with me this evening, so we're here to share some information about the library. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Board of Supervisors and City Council for your commitment and support in helping the library with our capital improvement projects. I am very pleased to say that our HVAC units have been replaced, our roof is replaced, there are no more buckets, there are no more trash cans, there's no more caution tape in the library to keep people away from things. So on behalf of the staff, on behalf of the board and patrons and our area residents, we are very appreciative of your support of that. I will mention in regard to the capital improvement project, along with local government money, the library did apply for several grants, and we have about $55,000 of grant money that went into that project. So they are finished, and we are very pleased that it is done. The library works very hard to provide the best technology, resources, programs, and services for area residents. We strive to be a dynamic force, actively engaged in the community, and constantly aware of community changing needs. We help support education, jobs and careers, business, cultural activity, and civic pride in our community. Our library helps enhance the quality of life for area residents by providing cost-effective opportunities for lifelong learning and personal enrichment, while also serving as a community meeting place. We serve as an information resource while maintaining the most up-to-date collection of material possible and helping to bridge the digital divide with access to technology and online resources. We're also an outlet for area residents to begin or expand their digital literacy skills. We create and grow partnerships with other local organizations, and a great example of this type of partnership is our connection that the library has with both local school systems. We help support and augment current programs and help partner to provide additional opportunities and resources for students and staff. We aid economic development as a modern library and information facility, and we serve as an added amenity in our area. As you can see, the library is a great community partner, and we are about much, much more than books. We'd just like to share a few statistics from last fiscal year. Last fiscal year, we had over 54,000 library visits. We answered over 9,000 reference questions. We had over 6,000 people attend library-sponsored or supported programs and events. Our public access computers were used over 6,000 times, and our meeting rooms were used 475 times by community groups, organizations, and businesses. We had a very busy year. For fiscal year 2020, the library's only budget request is to ask for an increase in operational funding for an additional part-time employee. An additional part-time employee would help the library better serve our community while also helping us move closer to the minimum state recommended staffing levels. And we've talked about this for a couple years. Based on staffing levels for fiscal year 2017, which is the most current fiscal year that we could receive statewide comparisons from the Library of Virginia, our full-time equivalency level was 4.68. In order to meet the very minimum state standard, we should have a full-time equivalency level of 6.64. That's a difference of negative 1.96. So in simpler terms, negative 1.96 essentially means that in order to meet the very minimum state standard for staffing, we need 2 more full-time employees or any combination of full-time and part-time employees to meet this level. As you can see by the chart that I've provided you, we have compared our library to libraries across Virginia, serving populations of about 20,000 to about 25,000 residents. These are the libraries closest to us in the number of people in the service area. So if you look across the columns, you can see legal service population, and that is a number that the Library of Virginia gives us. That's not something that libraries determine. Total number of paid full-time equivalents, which is the number that each library reports. The full-time equivalency level that we would need to reach the basic A standard. And then the variance, which is the difference in what we have and what we should have based on the standard. The Alleghany Highlands Regional Library is the only library in the comparable population range that is below the minimum basic full-time equivalency standard and has less than half the staff of comparable libraries. While the addition of a part-time employee would not bring the library up to the minimum, it would be an improvement over our current situation. As I noted at the beginning of my presentation, for fiscal year 2020, our only budget request is operational funding to help create an additional part-time employee. For the current fiscal year that we are in, the City of Covington provided funding for their portion of the part-time position, and we are asking that they continue to provide this support. We're asking for $128,490 in level operational funding from the city for fiscal year 2020. We are asking the county to provide an additional $7,877 in operational funding to support their portion of the part-time position. With the addition of the waiver agreement from the state, we're asking the county for $142,848 in operational funds for fiscal year 2020. And I do have some that broken down on the bottom of that page that we handed out. We are not asking for any capital funds for this upcoming fiscal year. There are no capital projects that will be taken care of in fiscal year 2020. We appreciate your consideration for the operational request, and on behalf of the library, I would like to thank you for your time and your continued support of our organization. Thank you all very much.